We're going to be watching a video called The Story of Mr. Noisy. Egods.
Mr. Noisy was a very, very noisy person indeed. For example, if Mr. Noisy was reading this story to you, he'd be shouting at the top of his voice. And at the top of Mr. Noisy's voice is a very loud place indeed. You can hear it 100 miles away. For example, when most people sneeze, you can hear them in the next room. But when Mr. Noisy sneezes, you can hear him in the next country.
Oh my god.
Now, this story starts when Mr. Noisy was asleep in his bed, in his bedroom, in his house, which is on top of a hill.
Just try to be helpful. You're interrupting.
He was snoring, and as you can well imagine, when Mr. Noisy snores, that is a snore worth hearing. It sounds more like a herd of elephants than a snore. Then Mr. Noisy's alarm clock went off. Mr. Noisy's alarm clock sounds like no other clock in the world. It sounds more like a fire engine. Mr. Noisy woke up, and so too did all of the people who lived in Wobbletown, which is at the bottom of Mr. Noisy's hill. Later that day, Mr. Noisy decides that he has to go shopping. He went out of his house, shutting the door behind him. Bang! The door wobbled. The house wobbled. The whole hill wobbled. Wobbletown wobbled. Even a bird flying high above wobbled. Then Mr. Noisy walked down the hill. Clunk, clunk, clunk. He walked into a baker's shop. Crack! Went the door as he opened it. Bang! Went the door as he shut it. I'd like a loaf of bread! Boomed Mr. Noisy to Miss Crumb, the baker's wife. Miss Crumb trembled and sold him a loaf. Then Mr. Noisy walked along the street into the butcher. Clunk, clunk, clunk. He walked into the butcher's shop. Crash! Went the door as he opened it. Bang! Went the door as he shut it. I'd like a piece of meat! Boomed Mr. Noisy to Mr. Bacon, the butcher.
Oh my...
Mr. Bacon trembled and sold him some meat.
Oh my goodness.
Afterwards, Miss Crumb met Mr. Bacon in the street.
We really must do something about Mr. Noisy being so noisy.
She said.
Absolutely.
Replied Mr. Bacon.
But what?
I know,
said Miss Crumb. And she whispered into Mr. Bacon's ear. Mr. Bacon smiled a small smile, which grew into a broad grin.
Mrs. Crumb?
He said.
I think you have the answer.
The following day, Mr. Noisy again went shopping down to Wobbletown. Clunk, clunk, clunk. He went into Mrs. Crumb's shop. I'd like a loaf of bread, he boomed.
Sorry, what did you say?
Asked Miss Crumb, pretending not to hear. I'd like a loaf of bread, Mr. Noisy shouted.
Sorry.
Said Mrs. Crumb, putting her hand to her ear.
Can you speak up, please?
I'd like a loaf of bread, roared Mr. Noisy.
Can't hear you,
replied Mrs. Crumb. Mr. Noisy gave up and went out. Mr. Noisy went into Mr. Bacon's shop. I'd like a piece of meat, he boomed. Mr. Bacon pretended not to notice. I'd like a piece of meat, Mr. Noisy shouted.
Did you say something?
Asked Mr. Bacon. I said I'd like a piece of meat, roared Mr. Noisy.
Pardon?
Said Mr. Bacon. Mr. Noisy gave up.
Oh my...
Went out and went home and went to bed.
Hungry. Oh my goodness.
The day after, Mr. Noisy tried again and went into Miss Crumb's shop. I'd like a loaf of bread, he boomed.
Oh my goodness. Here comes the funny. Hey, what?
Asked Mrs. Crumb. Mr. Noisy started shouting at the very top of his voice. Hey, loaf! Oh!
Oh my god.
And then he stopped.
A what?
And then he thought.
Sorry.
And then he said quietly, I'd like a loaf of bread, please, Miss Crumb. Miss Crumb smiled.
Oh.
Certainly.
She said.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Then Mr. Noisy went into Mr. Bacon's shop. "I'd like a piece of meat," he boomed.
Did you say something?
Asked Mr. Bacon. "Yes, I did," shouted Mr. Noisy at the very top of his voice. "I said I'd like a..." And then he stopped. Then he thought. And then he said again quietly, "I'd like a piece of meat, Mr. Bacon."
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Bacon smiled.
My pleasure.
He said.
Grit McGillicuddy.
So, carrying his bread and his meat, Mr. Noisy set off home up the hill. Clomp, clomp, clomp.
Grit McGillicuddy. He's too noisy.
Then he stopped. And he thought.
Oh.
And then, do you know what he did? He tiptoed. A tiptoe was something Mr. Noisy had never tried before. It was fun.
Grit McGillicuddy.
Mr. Noisy arrived at his front door. He put out his hand to open the door, and then he stopped.
Great.
And then he thought. And then do you know what he did? He opened the door very quietly. He stepped inside, and then he shut the door very gently. Quietly and gently were two things Mr. Noisy had never tried before either. That was fun too.
Grit McGillicuddy. Here comes Mr. Rude.
And do you know something? From then until now, Mr. Noisy isn't anything like way he was in the way he used to be. And do you know something else? The people of Wobbletown are delighted, especially Miss Crumb and Mr. Bacon. And do you know something else? Mr. Noisy has learned how to whisper.
I'll give you a piece of meat.
That's terrible. Why would you do that? That's bad.
Well, I thought it was great. Yes. Perfect.
Boy, it's dark in here.
No, not Mr. Noisy. Oh, please, please. I'll find the seat on the opposite side of the theater.
Where should I sit? Now, I don't like to be too close, but I don't like to be far away either. Hey there, Mr. Persnickety.
This is what I'm talking about. Ew. Mr. Messy, you soaked me in fizzy pop.
Mr. Persnickety, some of us are trying to watch the movie.
Sorry, Mr. Persnickety. I'd offer a napkin, but I don't believe in them. No, I don't expect you to. Mr. Messy, I must insist that you not wipe your mouth on my arm.
Listen here, Persnickety. Talk again, and I'll have to call the manager.
You're reporting me because of noise. Shh. I've been torpedoed by a Frankfurter.
That's it!
It's oh, thank goodness he's gone. Yo, is this the guy?
Yes, it is, Mr. Strong, and I demand that he will be removed immediately.
Removed? This is an outrage. I have been the perfect audience member. Quiet and unassuming. Stop it. How I ever know how this movie ends? We're gonna be watching a video called Mr. Noisy, which says about quiet things.
Silence, a poem by Mr. Noisy. That's me. Silence. hear the nothingness. Listen to the quietness of everlasting space. Down the winding velvet corridors of time, it sweeps and sweeps. And down, and sweeps away the sounds of creatures crying in the night. And cry we must, for we have tasted the forbidden fruit. But people, the faceless and nameless faces whisper, but all over the blessed silence falls sweet serpentines of silence, singing their sad song. Out of this silence and dark, we build the music, and silent music, and the endless emptiness of emptiness drumming in our ears. Will all of you get out of here? But in the end, all is silence, quiet, silent waves. All is still.
Oh, could you hold it down, Mr. Noisy? We're trying to do a show here.
Why did that bull... Folks, 6.5 hours later.
Great has me until season 25.
Well, the Little Miss Count-Along segment has just exploded itself.
Oops, Shazam, why am I flying to the moon? Oops, why am I exploding myself? Oh, Sam, it feet. Will the sinks never explode itself? Ooh.
Yeah, Alex is that. What in the world? Ned Real Eye Content Buffalo. Richard Epcar. Nah, the Oogie Boogie console. I don't know, Miss Naughty. We've been down here for hours and still haven't seen the Phagosaurus, and I'm starting to think it doesn't exist.
But it does. It would be the first time Miss Naughty made up some cuckoo story. I didn't make it up. It's real. It's got to be here somewhere.
What does the map say, Mr. Stubborn?
It says ignore me and listen to what Mr. Stubborn says. He knows the way around caves. Follow him.
It said all that?
Yes, it's a very good map. Now follow me. Folks. Look, there it is. What?
I didn't see anything.
It made you look. One more joke like that and we'll go back. I am in no mood.
That map says to turn right at the stalagmite. Here it is.
That's not a stalagmite, it's a stalactite. No.
It's a stalagmite. Stalactites hang from ceilings like that one.
No, you're wrong, Mr. Noisy. That is a stalagmite, and that is a stalactite, and that is a Phagosaurus.
Where?
What? My mistake. That's it. I've had enough of your games, Miss Naughty. I'll be going back.
I'm with you, Mr. Stubborn.
This is the way back.
Don't think so, Stubborn. That is the way out.
No, you're wrong. It's this way.
But our footprints are coming from this direction.
Those aren't footprints. They're foot-shaped holes in the dirt. What in the actual world? Blah! Mr. Stubborn, Mr. Noisy. We're done playing with your silly games, Miss Naughty. I'm telling you, it's this way. Oh, maybe it's that way.
I'm calling for help.
Blah! There's the exit right there. And you doubted me. Come on.
Hurry up, Miss Naughty.
Mr. Stubborn, Mr. Noisy, save me. Honestly, Miss Naughty, do you take me for a fool? Oh, roleplay, did you get it? Oh.
I love a good game of golf. It's so nice out here, and all this peace and quiet. Don't you think, Mr. Persnickety?
Yes. I enjoy peace and quiet, especially when I am about to make my shot.
I'm sorry, Mr. Persnickety, but I think it's Mr. Tickle's turn.
You're right. Pardon me, Mr. Tickle. Not at all.
Nice shot, Mr. Tickle.
Or
Excellent shot as well, Mr. Noisy. Does somebody need Tickle? No, I just need to know which way the wind is blowing. Oh, my! Mr. Noisy, if you please, I am trying to concentrate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just whistling a happy tune. Please, take another shot.
You sure you could use the... Ah! Oh, look what you made me do. Now I know who needs a tickle. I do not need a tickle.
If you're giving tickles away, I'll take one.
Boys, please be quiet. Heart.
Incoming!
Ow.
that's it.
And it's a hole-in-one for Persnickety.
Mr. Persnickety can definitely use the tickle now. Attack!
What did I say?
Good right to make
What did I tell you to do?
good graphic.
Good graphics. I come to work and I had to look at this mess.
I can make good graphics.
Oh, you better make good graphics. I'm supposed to release a video computer game on TV without this graphic.
What?
You heard me. Dilly Dale magazine is expecting photographs of birds and more birds. And so far, all we have is a picture of your rear end.
Yeah, I would have moved out of the way if I told you you were taking a picture.
We need to be taking pictures of birds. Where can they be?
Maybe if you didn't make so much noise.
That's it. My patience has run out. It's time for my secret weapon.
And that would be...
My finicky flamingo grand pipe.
Do you really think that? Whoa.
Hold that pose. That's a great shot. Say cheese. One more shot. You weren't smiling.
Old.
Also promised the magazine a picture of the great Cape Buffalo.
Really? I mean the really big. Are you sure the magazine will be just as happy with the picture of a gerbil?
No deal. If it's buffalo they want, it's a buffalo they would get with my other secret weapon.
Oh no.
My two-tone bamboo buffalo bagpipe.
Oh well. Too bad. That's not working.
Another great shot. Say cheese.
I can't.
I was talking to the buffalo. And now to get a picture of the rare great white alligator.
Alligator, you didn't say we were looking for an alligator.
Not just any alligator, the great white alligator. It looks like I have to rely on my secret weapon.
Oh no.
An all-aluminum alligator whistle.
Mr. Noisy. Mr. Noisy. Mr. Noisy. Oh, poopity poop.
Well, I don't think they're going to be seeing any alligators today. Egads!
What in the actual world?
Hello down there. It is Mr. Noisy Shoe Emporium, the only store where you're guaranteed to buy a noisy shoe. That's right for you. Hear what customers like Mr. Bounce has to say.
Not only are these Boulder shoes noisy, but they really keep my feet on the ground.
A shoe emporium is also the perfect place to get that special gift for that special someone.
Oh, I can't believe you bought me shoes, Mr. Grumpy. No one ever buys me shoes. I guess red is your favorite color. Where else can you buy a shoe that drowns out unwanted noise?
Only at Mr. Noisy Shoe Emporium. That's where here at my shoe emporium will make the shoe of your dreams.
Finally, a shoe store I can love, Mr. Rude. Tell it to the Schmitz.
So come on, get noticed, and buy your next pair of shoes at Mr. Noisy Shoe Emporium. We're going to be watching a video called Mr. Noisy Sings I Never Harmed an Onion by Roth the Dog, and he gets. You may not know this, but I'm a very sentimental boy. I cry easily. Onions, for instance, always make me cry. I'll admit I split bananas, take Easter eggs and make them die. But I've never harmed an onion, so why should they make me cry? Once I saw a salad dressing, my face got radish, my oh my. But I never harmed an onion, so why should they make me cry? Potatoes I've mashed, and berries I've crushed. I've made an artichoke, and that's not all. I've also whipped cream and beaten an egg. Yes, I've even made a melon ball. Of all the things above, I'm guilty. I've punished, I'll know just why. But I've never harmed an onion, so why should they make me cry? Oh, why should they make me cry?
Good job.
Ah. 3 weeks later. I still haven't found that Fangosaurus here. I don't know if I've lost it. I don't know. It's because you're trapped in a cave or something. I've never explained anything about punch commercials. Go home. What is the actual steak guy doing here?
I'm Hawaii. I don't know if I could say a word.
Stop crying, Hawaii. This is a cave. I would never explain stuff. Our footprints are coming from this direction.
No.
Stop calling me. If I would say funny stuff, I would have said anything about Nikes. Ooh. Archibald. Muscle cramps, and they thought thinking oogie boogie in my oogie boogie.
You rang, Mr. Noisy.
Hello, Mr. Bounce. Is Miss Scary home? I happen to be coming door to door with an incredible offer.
Yes, but she's unfortunately busy upstairs, feeding her bats.
Well, because she can come down for...
And then they must be washed to hung to dry.
I know, but...
Who is it down there? 1 minute, boing. Boing, up we go. Boing, wee. Well, who is it? What's he want? Down we go, boing, boing. What is it you want?
I'm going door to door selling.
Door? 1 minute. Wee. What? Why would I want a door? This place is loaded with doors. Tell him no steak. Down we go. Boing, boing, boing. Thank you, but she does not need a door.
No. I'm going door to door selling this vacuum.
Vacuum.
Yes.
Got it. Boing, boing. Wait, what a day I'm having up the stairs. What he said. He what? Is he saying that my house is dirty? Tell him to go vacuum his own house.
Aha.
Down we go. Boing, boing, boing. She says,
I don't want the vacuum to her house. I want to sell her a vacuum. And what's more, she doesn't have to come downstairs because Mr. Noisy's super noisy vacuum cleaner can be heard in every part of the house.
boom. Hey, you're scaring my bats. What's all the racket down there?
That, Miss Scary, was Mr. Noisy's super noisy vacuum cleaner. The noisiest vacuum cleaner that you can buy. I'm here to sell you this fine product.
Well, why did anybody say so? I always come downstairs for a salesman.
Ah!
Goodbye. I always come downstairs to scare salesmen. R.I.P. Mr. Noise. We are going to be watching a video called Mr. Noisy Recites the Butterfly and it wheezes gods.
I've titled this original poem, The Butterfly. I saw a big butterfly one beautiful morning, flittering silently on the dew-covered lawn. And I thought to myself, how wonderful it would be if only we could see millions of these covering the mountains, the plains, and the seas. I held out my hand and motioned it to land. And as it did, I looked for another butterfly, which to mate it. I couldn't find one, so I sat down and ate it.
Boom.
Not little Miss Calamity. Several bad puns later. Welcome to Mr. Noisy's Shoe Emporium, where you'll find a perfect shoe that's right for you. Let's see what Sam the Eagle has to say for himself.
That shoe store is disgusting. It looks like Tennessee is flying near drinking Wilkins coffee. You're wrong. She's not drinking Wilkins coffee. She's just exploring.
How do you say that word?
Delete this off. How come I not be the desirable Willigan kinks?
I don't know if I can answer. Oh no, what a calamity. It looks like I'll have... Oh, it looks like I'll have to rely on my secret weapon, Richard Epcar.
Hello, Mr. Quiet.
Hello, Mr. Noisy.
Welcome to your first day on the job at the Dillydale Library.
Loving it already.
Let me show you around. Here at the A, B, and C aisle, library goers can find books on subjects ranging from aardvarks to beeswax to coconut cream pies. What's the matter, Mr. Quiet? Don't you like coconut cream pies?
Ow!
Now, over here, we have our music section.
The soothing sounds of the seaweed is sweet.
Can you please keep it down, Mr. Nervous? This is a library where people come for peace and quiet, not endless chatter.
What?
Am I going to have to call security?
Security? Oh, no, not security.
You really got to keep an eye on that Mr. Nervous. Over here, we have our reading room. Oh, look at the time. Attention, library goers. Miss Sunshine's afternoon book reading is about to begin in the Reader's Lounge. You don't want to miss it.
What the hell?
It's gonna be super.
Get out of here.
That's enough training for one day, Mr. Quiet. I bet you can't wait to get started as our new assistant librarian.
Yeah. About that.
Here you go. A desk of your very own. Take a seat. Welcome aboard and enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask your assistant librarians, Miss Giggles and Miss Chatterbox.
I'm sure you know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you have any questions about the library, the person to ask. I'm practically an encyclopedia when it comes to this place.
I'd like a piece of meat.